Hey, I'm Creech and this is Creech and Cars. We all love the comforts, features, and performance of luxury cars, but if you need the extra space and capability of an SUV, that usually means you'll need to fork over a hefty chunk of change for a luxury SUV. So you're in the right place if you're looking for a high-end luxury SUV at a fraction of its original price. Let's get right into it with the Mercedes-Benz GL Class. This is a full-size luxury SUV. They came with a full-size price tag when it was new, but you can now find them for around $10,000. For the money, you get either a 4.6-liter twin-turbo V8 or a 5.5-liter twin-turbo V8. These engines provide solid power for the heavy vehicle, but that comes at the cost of gas mileage. Also, as a big SUV, it gets a set of 20 or 21-inch wheels. Inside, you'll find opulent seating for up to 7 passengers, and it still looks pretty modern inside as well, with a 7-inch infotainment screen and a nice Harman Kardon sound system. The Alfa Romeo Stelvio is a smaller luxury SUV that offers Italian flair, giving it a more exotic aura. The Stelvio can be found on the used market for less than $20,000. This model first went on sale in 2017, and it's only received minor changes since then, so the oldest models still look pretty new, and it definitely stands out from the crowd of X3s and GLCs. With 280 horsepower from a turbocharged 4-cylinder, a lightning-quick 8-speed transmission, and a dynamic multi-link suspension, the Stelvio is arguably the sportiest car on this list. Next up are two vehicles that are pretty similar, so I thought I would just include them in the same spot. The F26 X4 and E71 X6 are two BMW coupe-like SUVs that can both be found for around $15,000 on the used market. The SUV coupe is a bit of an acquired taste, but to some people it looks really high-end, sporty, and ultimately just more expensive than it actually is. The X4 is a compact SUV with either a turbo inline 4-cylinder or a turbo inline 6-cylinder, respectively producing 240 and 300 horsepower. The larger X6 comes with larger engine options, either a 300 horsepower turbo 6-cylinder or a 400 horsepower twin turbo V8. The suspensions are tighter to handle aggressive cornering, and the sloping roofline cuts into headroom and cargo space, making the X3 and X5 the more practical options. If you like this type of body style, the X4 and X6 are good options to have something that stands out more. The Infiniti QX30 is one of the newest options on this list, and it can be had for around $15,000. It has sleek, compact styling that looks more like a station wagon than a proper SUV. The aggressive styling will either age it quickly or help the model age very well, as I think some other Infiniti models have. A turbocharged 4-cylinder provides 208 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty of power for how small the QX30 is. The interior has a lot of nice technology and amenities that you would expect from a newer car, although the rear seats are quite cramped. The Z62 Infiniti QX80 is a full-size option for those who need more space and capability. This is the first Infiniti to get the QX80 name, although it had similar predecessors. I think the Z62 has aged very well, and a well-equipped model can be found for under or around $20,000. With 3 comfortable rows, a rear seat entertainment system, and a truck-like towing capacity underpinned by a 400 horsepower V8, the QX80 is perfect for long road trips, although the handling and maneuverability, and of course gas mileage, won't be the best. The Jaguar F-Pace debuted for the 2017 model year as Jaguar's first SUV, and the first model years can now be had for less than $20,000. It looks good without being overstyled, and the Jaguar badge lends a little more exoticness than its more common German rivals. The F-Pace is also sporty and fun to drive with 340 horsepower from a supercharged V6. The suspension isn't harsh, but it's definitely on the firmer side to improve handling. The interior still looks very modern, and the cargo area is surprisingly spacious. While the Land Rover Range Rover Evoque is assuredly the compact, cheap version of the Range Rover, a great many people who aren't really into cars won't notice that, which makes an L538 Evoque for less than $20,000 a great option for those who want something that looks expensive. It has the distinctive Land Rover look both inside and out, although some people feel that the rear space is limited and that the Evoque prioritizes form over function. The third generation of the Lincoln Navigator offers the roominess and capability of the full-size truck it's based on, along with the luxury that you would expect from a Lincoln, all for less than $15,000. This generation lasted a pretty long time, so even though the new Navigator is radically different, the third gen doesn't look super old. There's plenty of room for up to 7 passengers to ride in luxury, although as with any full-size SUV, this isn't for those who are concerned about fuel economy. The W164 Mercedes-Benz M-Class still retains the now recognizable Mercedes SUV look and feel, and it can now be found for well under $10,000. With potent V6 or V8 options and a welcoming interior full of amenities, it's easy to see why the M-Class popularized the mid-size luxury SUV segment. There was a facelift for the 2008 model year, and if you stretch the budget some, you can also find examples from the next generation. Finally, the 928 Porsche Cayenne is a great option for around $15,000 to provide the sporty driving feel of a Porsche without losing the day-to-day convenience of an SUV. This second generation of the Cayenne debuted in 2010, and the Porsche styling is instantly recognizable. The 928 added LED taillights and daytime running lights, and on the inside there's a nice center infotainment screen. The base model comes with the VR6 engine, while the S model comes standard with a 400 horsepower V8. A quick shift into sport mode puts you in control with paddle shifters, and you'll feel like you're driving a proper Porsche. So there are 10 cheap luxury SUVs that look much more expensive than they actually are. As with any quickly depreciating car, reliability often tends to be the reason that these cars are so cheap. So keep in mind, just because these might be cheap to buy doesn't mean that they are necessarily cheap to maintain. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more like this, check out the rest of the channel and subscribe so you don't miss future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.